Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews, where today I'm down in Daytona Beach checking out a 1994 Island Packet 44 that's up for sale. Now, at the time of shooting this video, they had an asking price of $179,000. And this one strikes me as being somewhat unique, because normally when I go on luxury yachts, I'm not thinking Bluewater cruiser, and normally when I go on Bluewater cruisers, I'm not thinking luxury yacht. But this one's got a perfect combination of both. I could jump on board and set sail and go all the way back to Scotland and have plenty of comfort in doing so. So she measures in at 44.5 feet in length. She's got a draft of just under 5 feet, a beam of just over 13 feet. At the waterline you're looking at 37 feet, and the bridge clearance on this one is just over 58 feet. I like the fact to get the bimini top over the canopy enclosure, so that way you get plenty of protection from the sun. And as I step on board, look at how clear the decks are for walking up to the bow. You don't normally get that on sailing yachts, you're normally tripping over something. All the woodwork's protected, and I like the fact that there's got enough woodwork on here to give it that accent feature, but it also means you're not going to be spending every day on board doing maintenance on it either. All the ropes lead back to the aft cockpit, and this one's equipped with a staysail as well as obviously your Genoa at the front. And that staysail's got an auto tacking function to it. The mainsail and the Genoa were replaced in 2012, and the staysail was restitched and reinforced in 2024. In 2024 the running rigging was replaced, and the standing rigging was all inspected and retuned. She's an absolutely beautiful yacht. It's been well maintained, and all sorts of documentation included. Now I'm going to leave a link to the Yacht World listing in the description, and there's a lot of the details and all the different work that's been carried out. And I like the fact if you do have to come up to the mast, there's somewhere you can hold on to and feel safe and protected, especially out at sea. But with all the lines leading back to the aft cockpit, the need to come up here, especially when you're underway, is greatly reduced. And the canopy enclosure, you've got different options here. You can drop that down, you can open it in sections. But when you get back to the cockpit, being a Scotsman in Florida, it was actually over 80 degrees, although I was filming it in January. And it was nice to get that protection. Plenty of comfortable seating back here as well for your family and friends to join you. You get the all essential grill hanging over the starboard quarter. And then we're towing a tender on here on davits, and I love the fact that it's not in the water, because that makes it far easier for doing your close quarter manoeuvrings, and when you're set sail you can pretty much forget the tenders there. But that's a 2023 Highfield dinghy, and it's got a 6 horsepower 4-stroke outboard from 2025. Yes. So this yacht started life in the Caribbean, made her way to the east coast of the US shores. She was then transported via land to the Midwest, and she operated in freshwater lakes and waterways for most of her life. Current owners purchased her in 2023. She was motored down to Mobile, Alabama. They had the mast removed. Mast was re-inspected and installed, and they've enjoyed it ever since. So we've got a multifunction display with the navigation. You get the wind speed and direction, your speed log, depth, your autopilot, your compass. All ready to go for your next adventure. All the woodwork and winches are covered up. Then we've got the engine controls underneath. And that engine's a Yanmar. It's a 62 horsepower diesel engine, and she's got around 2100 hours on the clock. Really comfortable seating in the cockpit, but underneath you'll find that most of these have got locker space and storage. Storage is always a premium in any boat, but even more so in sailing yachts due to the shape of the hull. But when I go down below, you're going to struggle to think that this is a sailing yacht with how much room you have. And if I pan the camera back around, you'll see that this one's got a cockpit table. You can bring that out, and it's also got leaves that expand. So if you want to have meals, drinks, snacks, things like that, you can pop that up without any issue. All the clutches are labelled as well, so it's easy to know what sail or what line you're working on. And then you've got plenty of winches back here for when you're cruising and underway. And normally when I go on board yachts, I'm expecting it to be dark, cramped and claustrophobic. But look at how bright it is in here and how much room I've got to walk around. So if we start off in the forward cabin, this is where you're going to find the owner's cabin. You got a double berth, you got plenty of portholes, you got opening hatch overhead, so there's a ton of fresh air and natural light available to you. Obviously there's plenty of artificial light in here as well. I got a TV mounted at the foot of the bed, and that's also easy access to the anchor locker. And then you'll notice that most of the drawers, lockers and cabinets throughout the yacht have all got that push button mechanism, because this is blue water cruising, so you're expected to go offshore and you never know what conditions you might face. This one's got a vanity station built into it as well. And then if we open here, you'll see, for example, we've got the full hanging locker space. And notice the door's got that ventilated effect to it, that way you can get fresh air circulating. Nothing's got that damp mouldy smell that you sometimes have on boats. Being that this is the owner's cabin, it is en suite. You get the toilet and sink, but you've also got a shower in here as well. And on board I've got 180 gallons of fresh water, 100 gallons of fuel and 36 gallon floating tank. So there's plenty of water on board for everybody to use without worrying about it. Heading back into the saloon, and this is a port side of the yacht. I can move that centre cushion out and you can face that little desk in the middle, or you can have it the way it is here and you've got 3 seats. You got TV as well. Again, there's more opening portholes, and again most of the cabinets have got that louver effect, so you get the air circulating. Good headroom. I'm 6'2" and I've got no issues at all. And if I take a seat and look over at the starboard side, this has got a really clever setup, because you're looking at the saloon, but that table, I can stand that table up and lock it into place so everything's safe and secure and you get more deck space. I can keep it as it is, I can open the leaves out and expand it. But if you look carefully at this, you'll see that underneath you can actually drop this down again, and then that way it becomes a double berth. So it's an extremely functional setup. And underneath you can see we've also got that air conditioned vent, you get the battery controls, things like that. There's storage behind the saloon, more opening portholes, the all essential bottle of wine. And then that takes us to the navigation station, and down here most of what they've been doing has been ran off of laptop software. But you got plenty of room here that you can plot out your next course, you can update logbooks, things like that. You got your VHF radio. And again, there's plenty of storage for anything that you might need. And there's a lot of history comes with this, service manuals, owner's manuals, things like that. I actually got to meet the owners when I was filming this one. It's an extremely nice couple, and I'm sure they'd love to give you a day sailing and bring you all up to speed if you were to buy this one. I got the microwave up here, I got the 3-burner stove top. Underneath you'll see that this one's got the oven. I like the fact it's got the handle here, so if you are underway there's something to hold on to. This one's got a deep freezer in it. That way I can bring my burgers for that grill that we saw out in the cockpit. And then this one's also got a fridge. And they were clever with this setup in here, where there's a little latch on the edge so nothing can fall off while the boat's underway. And then opposite is where you're going to find the main head compartment, and this one's even got a bath on board. Granted it's a little hip bath, but it's still got a bath, and you got a toilet, the sink, and then you got a shower. I was not expecting that in a 44-foot sailing yacht. And then we've got the guest cabin in the port quarter. There's more storage lockers in here. You can see they've got fishing rods along the side. And then they've got a really large double bed. Plenty of portholes. And plenty of comfort. That means that you can easily go and do your blue water cruising. And then I'll show you the engine. The engine's underneath the steps. And if you were to do any major work, you can open the door on this side, on the opposite side, and remove the steps. But for your day-to-day checks, you got your filters that's matched right up here. You can see the dipstick, you can see different things like that. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a Yanmar 4JIJO II diesel engine. 62 horsepower, just over 2100 hours on the clock. And she's got plenty of power where you can cruise under the engine whenever you need to. You'll probably get somewhere around 7-8 knots, something like that. Well maintained, plenty of documentation on hand. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to leave a link in the description to the Yacht World listing. That way you can get more details, more photographs and things like that. I'd like to thank Bob for the opportunity. Come on board, check this one out. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can leave a comment down below, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, it really does make a difference. And I look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.